subscribe. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Krystle, and just trying some new things. And I'm going live with Nikki, Brielle, aka my sister, and we're just
Yeah.
having some conversations about life, motherhood, and just stuff like that. Things you guys can probably relate to. Excuse me, sorry. But yeah. So what were we talking about, sis?
We're talking about these ungrateful kids. So we're talking about.
We were talking about so we were talking about motherhood.
Yes.
Trying to break different cycles, trying to teach our children so that they're, teaching our children so they can be equipped in them, sometimes not taking our advice, and how that can be frustrating and things like that. So yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Be real. You got 7 kids.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So we keep it real on this.
Yeah.
This is our first
Absolutely.
video, but it's the first of many. And
Right.
this is my blood sister, by the way.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
7 kids. If
Yes.
you could rewind the hands of time and somebody said, this is going to be your future. And you was going to have to deal with these crazy daddies and the situation and raising the kids by yourself.
Uh-huh.
Would you have got sterilized before you had babies? Tell the truth.
That's a little extreme. I think that's a little extreme. Sterilized. No,
It was like if they
I've
were
always.
like, the only way you're gonna have kids is this is gonna be your situation. You're gonna have to raise all 7 of them by yourself, and they're gonna be hard headed and I want to listen. And you're gonna break your neck to try to give them everything. But this is gonna be the outcome regardless. You're gonna be happy later. You're gonna get married. You're gonna have another husband and everything. But for a while, you're gonna raise these 7 kids by yourself, and this is gonna be the situation. What would you have done?
No. I think. Can you hear me? You can hear me good?
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
I think once you know better, you can do better. My phone is on 10%, so hopefully we're not gonna be here long. Maybe like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, because my kids are coming from school. Yeah, because they're gonna be home from school. But anyway, when you know better, you can do better. And a lot of people know better, but they don't necessarily do better. But if I knew everything, and if it was the only way I could have kids, yeah, I would still have them but again, see, that's like kind of like a little cut question because once you know, like, I would just not be with nobody. You know what I mean? Like, because why would you put yourself through that? Like, why would you put yourself through that? Nobody would put themselves through that. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to deal with pain. Nobody wants to deal with disappointment. Nobody wants to deal with rejection. And if I get married, I'm going to be divorced. Nobody's going to do that if you know what the circumstances is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think definitely looking back, that if I knew that this was the end result, of course, you can't even say that either because you would
Stop
make
answering
different
the
decisions.
question.
No, because that's a loaded question because you would make so many different.
I love my kids. I don't
That's
want
not
to
even
see
like.
this. I don't want to take my baby.
Okay. So if I had to keep everything the same, okay. Hold on. If I had to keep everything the same people, dating the same people.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Why? Yeah.
No. I'd go run away somewhere. I go escape. I go run away somewhere. Of course, because now once you know your worth and your value, and you're like, wow, I made those horrible choices. I did that, and you see the person for who they are, not what you wanted to be, not for the fantasy that you created in your head. You're like, never again,
right?
Never again. I was blind. I was under a spell, literally. And so, like, would I put myself in that? Damn, that's a hard question because I love my babies, even though you never know. But you know what? Okay, so if I didn't have a choice, I would position myself financially in a better space so that I wouldn't have to be struggling. And again, but how do you do that when you're going through that? How do you do that when you're dealing with control and abuse and narcissism? Like, you know what I mean?
You're young. Put yourself in a better financial space when you're just, graduating from high school and, trying to figure yourself out. And it's not like it was, today where you can get online and social media and make a bunch of money, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Back then where you graduate from high school and you go work at Target. You know what I'm saying? You go work at Jack in the Box.
Right? And that was just the norm. You go work at a job, you
So
get a
it's
family, you retire. That was just norm. And things are so different now because you have so much power. The kids are coming home. But you have so much power, you have so much that you can do. But also I feel like with that like it seems so big, and so sometimes it can make you feel like, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do because there's so many options, or there's so much of this, and sometimes that can make you feel like you can't really do a whole lot. But I definitely um, I don't know, because I would probably be like, I'm not going through that. You know what I mean? I'd be like, I'm gonna focus on me. Because I know my worth. If I'm going back and I know everything that's gonna happen, then I've already experienced everything. But I'm looking, like I'm doing it over. Like I just be happy with me. I mean, because I think a lot of what we go through stems from, I want to find happiness in something. I need for my foundation, like, okay, once I get married, I'll be happy. When I have a kids, I'll be happy. Or if when I get, you know what I mean? It's always when you get someplace, you're gonna be happy.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, and I think like that's something we miss so much when we were younger, instead of realizing that you can just be happy being with who you are. Because if you're not happy with who you are, you're not going to find it in someone else, and the chances are you're not going to find someone who really values you because you have not learned how to value yourself. I know that we want people just to value us and see our worth and all that stuff, but honestly, in real life, that's not how stuff works. You know what I mean? It's not no fairy tale. Like, if you don't know your worth and value, and you're just coming like a sheep, among wolves, people are like, "Oh, you don't know your worth. Oh, you don't know your value," and they're gonna manipulate you. They're gonna
and they do.
You. If you're wrong, the wrong
they
people,
know your
and
worth.
you don't know better. Because both of us, like, we were like, we both didn't grow up with dads. You know what I mean? Single mom. Our mom was a single mom. We didn't like, so when I was a kid and I was thinking about having a family, even though I knew I wanted to be married. Oh my goodness, here comes my son. But even though I knew I wanted to be married, something other, like I always envisioned myself like being a single mom, even not intentionally, but like as far as parenting and raising a kid, just because I'd never seen, I experienced a dad. And so although I wanted to be married, and I had this, fantasy, because I've never seen it. Like when I thought of my children, I thought about me raising them. Like, so it's powerful how like the subconscious and what you are exposed to can really just like impact and affect so many things without you even realizing
sis,
it.
let's take that real quick, because I didn't know that you thought that way and that you envisioned yourself that way. But when I got pregnant when I was in high school with Trey, and I had,
You breaking up.
Can you hear me? Yeah. So I had DeAndre when I was in high school, and the first thing, I was in a relationship when I got pregnant. First thing I got pregnant was, oh great, now I'm gonna be a single mom, and we were still in a relationship. But I just knew, hey, sweetheart. Hi, Phil.
Like you, grandma. She do not look like grandma.
I'm not that old now.
It's like the face. As we get older, we start looking, I think, more like our mom. You just have like kind of like just like the skinny kind of face. And the nose. I think that's just.
I'm auntie.
You guys are totally different.
I'm auntie.
He said, "Hey, grandma, stop."
He called me auntie in person. Maybe I look like grandma on the phone.
Yeah, but probably because of the sun's in the phone. So
right now, I'm gonna be a single.
Wow.
The thought
never
might get very.
Your child's father at that time. Stop it, Noah. We're gonna have to cut it short. So y'all, we were just checking some stuff out. My son, Rambo mode right now. But we're gonna continue some conversations. And I love you guys.
Nice to meet y'all.
We have a lot of good conversations that we need to have. A lot of good talks that we need to share with other women to help them keep growing and just keep on having confidence and hope. And just life in general. So let me get off here because y'all probably can't hear me anyway. But I love you, sis, and stop. We're gonna have more of these videos, and we're gonna get together in person more so that we can do more in person, just conversations and talks. But I love you guys. Love you, sis, and
Love you. See you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Boy, cut it out.